Hello and welcome to Sport Africa, the weekly program that puts you in the loop about all things African sports. I'm Janine Anthony in Lagos, and coming up in this week's program,
I have the great pleasure to say it's time for Africa.
The Olympics is coming to Africa for the first time. But how will Senegal's next generation benefit from hosting the Youth Games? Think Lionel Messi is the only football magician with mesmerizing tricks? Think again, because Guinea's global freestyle sensation Iya Traore has a few.
I travel in the world, I have 3 Guinness World Records, so I'm very happy for it.
Fierce on the tracks and off it, meet Nigeria's fastest man Sheye Ogunlewe and learn those smooth shaku-shaku moves. It's going down. As NBA fever spreads with the new season tipping off this week, we chit-chat with Africa's finest basketball players. The bravest fans compete for Africa's most anticipated throne, who will be crowned king in this week's Armchair Expert. My people, it's so good to be back. So thank you for joining us on BBC Sports Africa. Now, the air in this Lagos studio feels a little different, and that's partly to do with the fact that finally, Africa will be hosting an Olympic event. In 2022, the Youth Olympic Games heads to Senegal, with some seeing this as a stepping stone for the bigger event to come to Africa. Now, that's a long way off though. So in this week's big question,
we're asking, how will the Youth Olympics benefit Senegal's next sporting generation?
This is Senegal, a country of 14 million people in West Africa, where sport is a part of the regular routine. Across football pitches, basketball courts and miles of surf, children and adults can be seen exercising at any given time of day. And the International Olympic Committee has taken notice.
I have the great pleasure to say it's time for Africa.
Senegal has been named host of Africa's first Olympic event, the 2022 Youth Olympic Games. This edition is set for 14 to 18-year-olds like Amadou Ndiaye.
It's going to help develop sport in Senegal. A lot of young people will see swimming and feel inspired to take it up. This pool is good, but not all pools are like this. That needs to improve. We need better structure. A city that is going to build to accommodate the Youth Olympics in 2022. This is good. It's going to help advance the infrastructure for use in the future.
So far, this stadium, Léopold Sédar Senghor, built in the mid-80s, is the best place Senegal can offer to host big sports events. 60,000 seats are occupied here when it's sold out. But it needs modernizing, and upgrades worth $70 million are on the way. 3 cities are going to host these Youth Olympic Games: the capital Dakar, the new city of Diamniadio, and the tourist town of Saly. Some venues were built last century, like this Olympic swimming pool or the Iba Mar Diop Stadium. But these new and shiny facilities are the future for Senegal. The National Wrestling Stadium and the Dakar Arena are already open for use. Within 4 years, Senegal will be kitted out with even more international standard infrastructure.
In Senegal and all over Africa, the youth occupied more than 65% of the population. That means if you are a leader, you have to learn those young people, you have to give them education, vocational training, but also sport. And to have a good level of sport, you need to have infrastructure of sport.
In this West African nation, options are plenty for sports like football. Olympic sports, however, remain in the shadows. Currently, outdated or lacking infrastructure pushes athletes to move abroad for training. Senegal's success at the Olympic Games come down to a tally of one: Amadou Diaba, who won a silver medal at the 1988 Olympic Games in Seoul.
The Youth Olympics are the focal point, but that's not the end goal. After these games, we need to think about our athletes finding their way to the Olympic Games, World or African Championships. This is the legacy we are looking for.
Hosting a mega sports event, youth or otherwise, is no simple task. The 2016 Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro left behind massive structures and equally big questions on how to reuse effectively. This Youth Olympics is not a small-scale project for Senegal, but hopefully the Games can provide a huge benefit for the country's next sporting generation.
Can you believe it? An Olympics is coming to Africa in 4 years. Just absolutely brilliant. Time now for Armchair Expert, where you put your sporting knowledge to the test. And something tells me our referee, Juliet Mafa, will have our hands full with the set of warriors we have here in Lagos. Take it away.
Hi there, we're back on Armchair Experts. Let's find out what our super contestants have in store for us this week.
Hi sports fans, this is Emmanuel Adefisayo and I'm here on the BBC Sports Africa show. They call me the Southpaw because I'll send my opponent to the canvas.
Hi everybody, my name is GK and I'm here to contribute on the show. Have fun while doing it and keep winning. Thank you.
Now, tough words there. This week's theme is centered on the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. Of course, you know, it's still ongoing. I'll be referring to it as the 2019 AFCON. And we're about to get started. But first, find out the rules.
Round 1. It's simple. 30 seconds each to answer as many questions as possible on what's going on in the sporting week.
AJK, you're going first. Your 30 seconds starts now. And which one of these countries has not played an AFCON 2019 qualifier at home so far? Libya or Sudan?
Libya.
Correct. Nigeria started their qualifying with a 2-0 home defeat against whom?
Pass.
South Africa. Which country did Avram Grant lead to an AFCON final?
Ghana.
Correct. Which of these countries has never qualified for AFCON? Somalia or Benin Republic?
Somalia.
Correct. Who has scored the most goals in AFCON history?
Hossam Hassan of Egypt.
No, it's Samuel Eto'o. 18 goals, but not to worry, AJK. You have 3 points from round 1. All right? And I can see, Manu, you've been concentrating so hard. You're raring to go. Let's do it now. The AFCON takes place once in how many years?
2 years.
Correct. Which coach recently said, I'm ready for Nigeria, they believe in Juju, and we believe in God?
Libya coach.
What's his name?
I remember.
Okay. Yeah, that goes. Libya's coach, Ade Amrochi. How many times has Didier Drogba won AFCON?
He has never won the AFCON.
God, that was smart. Correct. The 2015 final between Ivory Coast and Ghana was decided by a shootout. Were there more or less than 10 penalties?
There were more penalties.
Correct. 22 penalties indeed. And that's where 30 seconds ends for you. I mean, you had 4 points. Wish you had more time, right? Okay, so AJK 3 points and, of course, Emmanuel on 4 points. But there's still a whole lot to play for in round 2. Do stick around.
Well, that was really intense. Now, basketball lovers, I'm sure you'll be happy this week as it's the start of the NBA season. Now, every year, Africa's presence in the sport's most prestigious league, the NBA, continues to grow. Now, some of the players representing the continent have given us their thoughts on Africa and the NBA.
In the last 10 years, I've been seeing a lot of African players in NBA more and more. And my dream is to continue to have more NBA African players in NBA.
I feel like an ambassador. I feel like, you know, I represent my country, my continent, and it feels great. You know, it could be hard sometimes, but you know, to adjust. But you know, I think you know, I'm just doing a pretty good job now, and I'm gonna continue to do my best.
I'm Yan Mahimi, you know, center for the Washington Wizards, and from Benin. It's always a great pleasure for me to share it, and we go and find a good African restaurant or Jamaican restaurant, whatever the case is. You know, it's always a great pleasure that I share my culture with my teammates. want to be the best player in the league, and I want people to say that, oh, an African basketball player is the best player in the whole world.
See what you could do with the game of basketball. Game of basketball has been beautiful to me. It has me all around the world and been able to help me take care of my family as well.
When we play in the NBA, we take Africa with us everywhere we go. And being from this continent, it is a source of pride.
That's it for part one. When we come back after the break, we'll be meeting the Guinean with out-of-this-world football skills. Tricks and flicks, he's got them all. This is Sport Africa from the BBC. Welcome back to BBC Sports Africa. Now, think of tricks in football and you have Lionel Messi, JJ Okocha, Ronaldinho, and even Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, not necessarily in that order, but then you'll have to add Guinean freestyle footballer Iya Traore to the mix. He's become a fan favorite with his talent for controlling the ball in mind-blowing ways. With 3 records to his name in the Guinness Book of World Records, Traore is considered to be one of the kings of freestyle football.
You need to show people everything is possible. And if Ronaldinho do it, if Cristiano Ronaldo do it, Maradona do it, Okocha do it, you can do it too. And nothing is impossible. My name is Iya Traore. I'm from Guinea-Conakry, West Africa. I live in Paris. I'm football freestyle artist. Football freestyle is all about me. It's my life, it's my existence, it's my freedom. Then I helped my father because my father was selling African art, like drums, statue, clothes, African clothes. He sell it in Paris. But my dream is to play football. but my father or my family don't want to hear about sports. So I tell my father, just give me 2 hours to go training. Paris Saint-Germain saw me and they take me in the team. I can't believe it. So I was very happy for that. And then I tell to my family, now I'm a football player, but the problem, my family don't bring me in Paris for football. So they only want I go school. So that affected me so much because it was so difficult. Concentration, football, help my family, and then go to school. And I was only 16 old, and nobody supports me. And sometimes if I go to training, I don't have money to pay ticket to take train, to go to training in Paris Saint-Germain. So it's the final, the Paris Saint-Germain say they don't want to continue with me because I was not serious.
Ian Traore is an inspiration to many. He's one of like the oldest freestylers. He's been around for years. It's different. What it does is another way of freestyling.
The first time I saw Ian Traore perform, it was completely crazy. I could not believe that someone could have such control over the ball.
The time I first watched Ian, I was like, wow, is this magic or what?
When I was Paris Saint-Germain, I met Ronaldinho, was the first team. I said, my father, what is he doing with the ball? I can't do it. But maybe not like him because he's great. And then I take ball, I just make fun. And first to Eiffel Tower. Then when the tourist group come in, they taking the Chinese group, tourists or from London, from USA or Australia, take a photo to say, hey guy, your skill is amazing. Keep it, and they give me money, and I say, okay. So I can live with it. Then I train every day in the streets. People give me money. It's like 50 euro. To have 50 euro on one day, for me, it's like so much money. The French president, Jacques Chirac, called me to perform in France president house. But I was thinking people lying to me to say French president want to invite me in the president house, because I don't have my resident card. And then the next day I go there, I perform, the end of my show, everything. The president come, check my hand, and I say, your control is very nice. I like football. I watch many great players playing football, but your control, your technique with the ball, your style is the first time I saw that, and congratulations. I say thank you. And me, I want to take photo with me, but president asked me to take photo with me. I say, okay, why not? Now I travel in the world. I have 3 Guinness World Records, so I'm very happy for it.
Stunning, just absolutely stunning. So maybe can the experts we have up next keep up with Traore? Maybe not. Either way, let's make way for Juliet and the lads, and I can't wait to see what unfolds in round 2 of Armchair Expert.
Welcome back. Round 2 is the smash and grab. Let's get started with the rules.
Round 2, convince me. You each have 15 seconds to argue for or against. 2 points are up for grabs.
So round 2 is the part I like so well, you know, the presenter's parts, where I get to give out my 2 points. But I'm very stingy with my 2 points, and that means you have to really convince me to get it. So the argument for today is increasing the AFCON to 24 teams will benefit African football. Emmanuel, you're going for, and EJK, you're going against. So Emmanuel, let's get started.
Well, for me, I think increasing it to 24 teams will benefit African football as a whole, because smaller teams like the Madagascars, the Seychelles, and what have you, they would have the platform to compete And having a tournament of 24 teams will make it more competitive, unlike the 16-team platform where just from the group stage you get. But I think with the 24-team format...
Manu, 15 seconds is up. Thank you. You've made your point. AGK, let's go against.
Well, considering that the FIFA rankings ranks teams according to their strengths and what they can deliver, I think it's better we maintain the 16 teams that we have because we get the best of teams to represent the whole of the region, you see. Having teams like Madagascar and so on come and compete waters down the seriousness of the competition.
50 seconds is up, AGK. Now, this is another tough one for me. Okay, but I'm going to be tilting towards AGK. So you have 2 points for yourself. But don't worry, Emmanuel, there's still so much to play for in round 3. Let's check out what the scoreboard looks like. Well, looks like there will be more to play for in round 3. Stay with us.
Shaya Ogunlewe is one of Africa's finest when it comes to the track. Now, the Nigerian 100-meter star was infamously reported to have saying he will beat Usain Bolt to gold at the 2016 Olympics, a report he has since denied. Today, he's answering some of our lighter questions and he takes us through a tour of, let's say, his little secrets.
Myself. Commonwealth Games final 2018. Oh, one rule, the torso rule. Any part of the body should cross the line first, not just the torso. Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt. I love watching football. I watch basketball sometimes. Manchester United, of course. That's hip hop. None. Rihanna. Lagos. Meat. Of course, tons of times. I don't run after bosses. Bodybuilding. Shaku shaku. Brave.
My little secret is, while I was away on vacation, I tried so hard to perfect those moves and sadly, I'm still a work in progress. Anyway, it's crunch time, round 3 of Armchair Expert, and I can't say where this will go.
Welcome to the final and deciding round of the Armchair Experts. Yes, AGK is looking up to the skies, but come on, you're in the lead. You're leading by 1 point, but we're going to get started with the rules.
Round 3, the quickfire decider. 45 seconds to push up your score. Remember, shout your name before you answer or you'll lose out.
So you heard that, guys. 45 seconds to pick as many points as possible, but you have to say your name first. Shout your name. Whoever says the name first gets to answer. All right? So your time starts now. Which president recently became the oldest international on record?
Emmanuel.
Emma.
George Weah.
Pass.
What happens in a situation like this? Oh my God.
I've said the answer.
I'll give it to you, George Weah. Which African side? Okay. Which African side became the first to qualify for the 2019 FIBA Basketball World Cup?
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
Nigeria.
Emmanuel, you remember you have to shout your name first.
Yeah.
In basketball, how many players are there on each side?
AGK? 6.
Wrong.
Emmanuel, 5.
Correct, 5. Which sport is the term try associated with?
AGK? Rugby.
Correct. Which defensive pair in African football have been nicknamed the Oyibo One?
Emmanuel, Balogun and Trustekong of Nigeria.
Correct. 45 seconds is up, guys. Man, that was steaming from you, Emmanuel. 4 points from round 3 and AGK 1 point from round 3. Now, what's the scoreboard saying? And surely we have an undisputed winner for this week. Emmanuel is the BBC Sport Africa armchair expert. And come take your place, Emmanuel. This is deserved.
Thank you.
That's a sign of victory, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a sweeping from Emmanuel. 8 points, 4 points from round 3. It doesn't get better, does it?
Now, wow, what a last gasp from Emmanuel. Congratulations, you're a true champ. Remember, you can get in touch with us on anything you've seen in this program via Facebook or Twitter. And for some of these pieces, again, you can catch it on our BBC Sport Africa website. And if you want more, we've got the BBC Sport website to cater to all of that. Thank you so much for joining us on this program. And let's do this again next week, shall we? I'm Jenny Nante, and I'm saying goodbye.